What is up, guys? This is Wild Rocker here, and today we got some shit ton of more information. Finally, I know, right? We're still getting more information coming in, and this has like been 3 or 4 days in a row. So fuck yeah. Anyways, anyways, so the first thing that was on her. I'm sorry, but that was really funny. The first thing on our on our page that we got here is Ed Boon's tweet recently, and is a picture. And obviously, people are wondering, okay, well, you usually have something MK related, even though we had like Kratos in our last video that we made. What the hell does this video have to, or I'm sorry, what the hell does this picture have to do with anything with the Mortal Kombat? Well, this picture that you see on the top left corner, that picture in particular, was actually sent by Ed. And obviously all these pictures have a different, editing on them, such as clearness, such as smoothness, and so on and so on. But the funny thing is that all these pictures that you see, there's actually 6 of them in this picture alone. And they are exactly the same picture. Now, from obviously looking around, they do not look like that. But because a lot of people wanted me to re-edit the picture and to see, if there was actually a face. Because what this picture originally was a shadow figure that was next to a palm tree. A lot of people were saying, oh, it was just from a movie or something, but they can't remember the movie. A lot of people are just assuming that it's a new character. But on the bottom right side of that picture, it also says throwback. So we're assuming that it's going to be a character that we've already seen. It's nobody new. But here's the thing about that. A lot of people are thinking that it could be probably Fujin. A lot of people definitely, and these are 2 biggest ones so far. A lot of people think it's either Shinnok or Noob Saibot. And the reason people think it's Shinnok, because one guy actually compared a picture from Shinnok in Mortal Kombat Armageddon, I think it was, and literally put it side by side with this image that Ed Boon tweeted. And besides the, I guess, nose area, like where the nose is positioned, it looks dead on. Like even the chin, like the roundness of the chin and how it, like, I don't know, glistens or shines. I don't know. I guess the roundness of it. And even the mouth. The mouth not only syncs up perfectly if you were to like flip the image, but I mean it also has the same exact like lining in the mouth too. So anyways, it could, like we said, it could be anybody. Well, when I went to go redo it and everything and look at the picture from like different colors, different angles, I tried yellow, I tried green, like a lime green color, and actually tried different editing software, and I was actually looking at the one, and as you see in the middle, and even the one next to the middle on the left side of it in this picture, that it kind of looks like a character that has maybe a cape or something, like a hood over his face, and you can definitely see his eyes and his nose, and from the center picture, it looks like, yeah, he has maybe like a skull kind of like mouth. Well, we can't assume that, because if you look on the other pictures right next to it, from up top of this picture, it kind of looks like he actually has a closed mouth. Like you can actually see the chin, you can see the lips kind of like, sticking out and everything. So it really could be anybody, but because of the center picture that I've redone to get a more clear view of it, a lot of people think it could be Havoc, because in Havoc's alternative costume for Mortal Kombat Deception, it kind of looks like, similarities of that. So that's pretty cool to witness and to know and everything. Now, I just thought of something not too long ago. I think it was yesterday. I remember in the Challenge Tower, and this is just a little off topic, but I remember in the Challenge Tower when Nightwolf had to face that evil spirit. I think it was called Hutu. I think it was H-U-U or T-U-U. I can't remember. And it was just kind of like a black shadow figure that really had no, like, specialness to him or anything. I just know he was completely black. He was bald, and he had blue eyes. I know they said that they still had new characters and everything in this Mortal Kombat that we haven't seen yet, so maybe, because technically he is a, I mean, it would make sense because technically he is a returning, character, because he was just in Armageddon. But as for a playable character, I don't know. I really don't know what I'm getting myself into with this, because I mean, we've seen him in the last MK9, and if you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, it's in the Challenge Tower where Nightwolf has to face this evil spirit. I forget exactly what number it is. So if someone would please let me know about that in the comment section, I'd really appreciate it. But it could be. I mean, it looks dead on that character as well. But a lot of people are saying it's Shinnok. A lot of people are saying it's Noob Saibot. We've even had a lot of people say that it was even looking like Fujin earlier and yesterday. So, like I said, it could be anybody. But another thing that really kind of just freaked me out a little bit was where he was, and the only thing that was in the background next to the shadow was a palm tree, or what we're assuming is a palm tree, of a shadow of a palm tree. Well, when people think of palm trees in Mortal Kombat, they obviously think Yin Yang Island, right? Well, that's what I thought at first, but then after taking a closer look, I'm thinking, you know what? It probably isn't even a tree at all. It could be an actual blood splatter image that's just been, darkened and to black. It's kind of like I was talking to people on the community yesterday. It could just be kind of like Freddy's fatality. With the whole bed and the blood, just spraying out of it like a blood fountain, pretty much. And it could be that, to be honest, because it doesn't necessarily look like a palm tree, but it all depends on how you think and what angle you're looking at and everything else. Because I know people that were telling me about the face that originally appeared in the shadow. They were saying, look at it from a different angle, like actually put the image down and start looking at it from like your left and right and top and bottom. And at first I didn't see this like facial image at first. Like I thought it was just a fucking outline of a shadow. So the fact that these fans and these people are actually getting in more depth of actually finding out who the hell this character is pretty outstanding, because I was one of those people that was like, I don't see a fucking face in that shadow, and they're like, look, and I'm like, huh? And then, like, I'm peeking, I'm squinting, I'm looking, and I'm like, holy shit, dude, there's a face. And I'm like, that's what we've been trying to tell you. And I'm like, yeah, I know. So I didn't know, but anyways, on a different story, they have done a lot of editing to the game already. Now, they actually had some audio bits come in of the intros for certain characters, like Ed Boon has mentioned, and it has been confirmed to guys that if you were to pick, like, Scorpion, and then you picked, the second player picked Raiden, they would actually have, in particular and unique, like, intro toward that character. So, like, if Scorpion and Sub-Zero were to play, he would call Sub-Zero Lin Kuei Scum. And in return, Scorpion would be like, fuck you, and then Sub-Zero would be like, fuck you too, no, I'm just kidding. But anyways, the point is that each one will be different and unique. So it won't be like, he won't call Raiden Lin Kuei Scum. That would just be kind of weird. But it will be different. Like, I think Raiden in he actually says, Scorpion, I tried helping you in the past, and you didn't want to listen, so, fuck you, pretty much. Not literally saying fuck you, but, you guys get the idea. And I noticed, like, in those intros, because this is, like, the latest information on the unique intros for these characters, that apparently Devora is actually a good girl, like, if that makes any sense, like, a good person, and I am assuming that she got corrupted. Now, this is just my opinion, guys. This is not confirmed or anything. I'm just assuming that she was once good and she was tainted with evil, or somebody like Shinnok or some evil person decided to corrupt her and she turned into that, because it's just really weird, because like the reason I say this is because in their intros between Raiden and Devora, Raiden has mentioned at least 2 to 3 times in his intros that he was willing to help her out, and saying, Devora, you don't have to do this, I can help you change, and she didn't want to change. So it sounds like she got corrupted somewhere down the storyline. It didn't always seem like she was, 100% evil or anything like that. So, and another thing about the unique intros for certain characters, guys, I noticed that, like, if you were to choose Kano first, like, this is an example, like, Kano and Sonya, how everyone knows their intro between each other. Well, if you actually chose Sonya first and then Kano, it would give you a different, unique intro. So, like, even though you choose different characters, how that is unique in itself, but even if you choose those 2 characters, like, which between one or the other goes first, it will actually change the actual intro as well. So, like, if you were to pick, I know it's confusing for you guys, so, I mean, like, it's a little confusing for myself, so let me dumb it down for myself. It's like, okay, if one person was to choose Kano and another chose Sonya, right? Yeah, they would have their own unique intro. Of course, Kano going first, then Sonya, and then Kano. Well, if they picked Sonya first and then Kano, okay, it would be a totally different intro. Not saying that Sonya would go first still. It's just about, who, I guess, I'm assuming who picks who first, and then it goes on off of that. So it's really cool that they're really getting that in depth, and that's just for the intros, guys. That's not even the fighting style, the fighting, the different fighting styles, the fighting stances, the moves, the specials, the X-rays, the arenas, the boss, which a lot of people are still wondering who the fuck the boss is. And majority, thinks that it's going to be Shao Kahn, but like I mentioned before, if this takes place in the whole MK4 era, then it can't be Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn was destroyed in MK9, but we don't know, All I remember is Crunchy lifting up Shao Kahn's helmet and talking to Shinnok. So hopefully it continues off there. So another person, I think his name was Scott Luft. I'll give him a shout out too. He actually posted a picture of I think it's called Fuglore. I might have totally fucked that up. Or Fuglore. I cannot remember the name. I've played this game maybe once, and it was Killer Instinct, right? And they went to go show the most recent picture of him, I think for Xbox One, and he actually looks pretty amazing. Well, what does this have to do with Mortal Kombat? He looks like an OP version of Sector, and not saying that they should use the same exact design for Sector if Sector was to be in this Mortal Kombat game, but if they were to use some type of maybe a palette swap or a re-image design or a whole review of that image in particular, of that design, I think that would actually make a pretty good fucking Sector. Now, it looks fucking massive, as for, I guess the body and maybe perhaps the armor that he's wearing. I'm not too sure. But it looks pretty sweet. So, but yeah, they've been doing a lot of touch-ups on the game already, like tons, and they're still in the process of doing them. Like I said, such as the intros, such as certain characters already, doing different stuff, and it has been confirmed, with with Raiden's X-ray that it is a revamped version, so he does not have two guys, he only has one, and that one that we seen early months ago, I think about 3 months ago, it is no more. Maybe they might put it in there as a side bonus plus, maybe something, I don't know. But I know that the recent one that we've seen, and I'm pretty sure most of the entire world has already seen, that is his official X-ray. As for now, that could change as well. But, we never know until the time goes by. But they've done a lot of different changes, such as, Sonya's face. They've mentioned that they actually re-edited her face. They put more eyeliner up top. They made her eyebrows less manly, is what they said. Now, these ain't my words. These are their words. They haven't made her eyebrows less manly. They try to make her face a little bit more feminine instead of looking like a guy, because we all know a lot of people had issues with Sonya being, kind of looking like a guy. And all that. And by the way, if I accidentally said Sonya's face, I apologize. I meant to say Cassie. I always have them fucking mixed up because it looks exactly like fucking Sonya, almost. Almost. And it's just weird that a military fucking woman, that has balls of steel, imaginary balls of steel, dated a fucking douche with glasses. It's just like, why? Like she must have been really drunk. And I can't believe that fucking Cassie. Like, I just can't believe she exists. Like, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's fucking awesome that she is. It's just, Sonya, like, what the fuck? I mean, she must have been really depressed that fucking day. I think Kano fucking pissed her off or something. I don't know. She's like, fuck it all. I'm just gonna fuck Cage, and that'll be the end of it, and Cage is just like, all right, But anyways, I don't know. I'm a fucking idiot. Anyways, this has been the latest information on Mortal Kombat X. I figured I'd let you guys know and keep you up to date. I know in my last video, it already had, I think 200 or 300 views in, a couple hours, so I appreciate you guys for watching. Like I said, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Drop a like if you liked the video. Leave a comment if you want to know anything more about this video, or if you want to know more information in the future. And this has been Wild Rocker, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.